around the country have had or are currently under the review of a court monitor. Mayor Bloomberg and Police Commissioner Ray Kelly angrily rejected the court ruling and predicted that if it stands, it will make the city less safe.
I worry for my kids and I worry for your kids. I worry for you and I worry for me. Crime can come back anytime the criminals think that they're going to get away with things. Just cannot let that happen.
As Special Assistant for Constitutional Policing, Gerald Chaliff helped to reform the Los Angeles Police Department under its consent decree. Chaliff says that no department seeks to be under the jurisdiction of a monitor.
Resistance? Yeah, there would be resistance. And also, police departments, for the most part, believe they're doing things correctly. So there will be resistance from the officers involved to the department saying, what are we doing wrong?
Zimroth won't be working on his own. Most monitors lead a team of experts who will delve into multiple aspects of a police department and help file reports. Policing expert Professor Sam Walker explains.
What the monitoring process does is, just as it suggests, monitoring or auditing. And so they would go down to the precinct level and audit, a sample of stop and frisk reports. They would audit the sergeant's evaluations. They would review the training curriculum.
Walker says cities are required to pay for their own monitoring. The average cost runs about $1 million a year, but more at the outset, although the cost would likely be higher due to the size of the NYPD. Walker says monitors are usually in place from 5 to 12 years.
A number of departments deliberately dragged their feet. They delayed. They thought this whole thing would just go away. And what that meant was that the consent decree process lasted longer than 5 years. That ran up the cost.
Civil rights attorney Connie Rice, who sued and then worked with LAPD under its consent decree, says altering police practices is enormously hard work.
It took the court, it took Chief Bratton, it took lawyers like me and Jerry Chaliff. It took an army of us every day for 7 years to finally force LAPD to change.
After more than a decade, the LAPD is no longer under court oversight. A study by the Kennedy School at Harvard found that LA's proactive policing did not decrease under a monitor, and the relationship with the community improved. Christine Cole is one of the authors of the report.
We saw not only complaints against the police go down, but we also saw what we developed as a proxy for police activity to actually go up.
While there's evidence that federal monitors have helped to implement change, outside of a Queens public housing project, 21-year-old Joseph, who did not want to share his last name, is doubtful that the ruling will make a difference for him.
They still going to be doing the same actions that they've been doing. That's just how they is. They ain't never going to change. And I don't think, even if they ruled it as unconstitutional, federal monitor is going to hold any police officer back, especially any undercover police officer. Not out here anyways.
City officials say they will appeal the decision. For WNYC, I'm Kathleen Horn.
The police officers' union says the stop and frisk decision is unnecessarily complex, and the remedies proposed will only take money away from the on-the-street policing. To find out more about how the rank and file feel about the federal court ruling, WNYC's Jim O'Grady went to a bar at the South Street Seaport.
Jeremy's Ale House, near One Police Plaza, is known to be a hangout for law enforcement types. And true enough, before too long, a group of men walked up. One of them identified himself as a U.S. Marshal, but wouldn't give his name. He said the ruling made him angry.
I just think, all profiling is not necessarily bad. If they want to stop me and frisk me, if I'm not doing anything, that's fine, because they're not going to find anything.
His friend, while not a cop, said the only problem with stop and frisk is that police are only stopping certain people. He said the range of suspects should be expanded.
They should frisk some guys on Wall Street in suits. They might find cocaine or something else. You would be surprised. It's quick to judge a book by its cover.
The men went inside the bar, and then up walked Michael Scott, who's not a fan of stop and frisk.
If you look at the people they're pulling over, it's all young Latinos or young black men. And you're just saying somebody's guilty by the way they look.
Then Scott, who's African-American, followed the cops into Jeremy's Ale House for a beer and perhaps some conversation. For WNYC, I'm Jim O'Grady.
It was another round of heated exchanges in the second debate for city controller last night. It also kicked off a series of debates administered by the Campaign Finance Board, which administers the city's public matching funds. Manhattan Borough President Scott Stringer opted into the program, and former Governor Eliot Spitzer opted out. And that was a point of contention. Here's WNYC's Bridget Bergen.
Scott Stringer did not mince words when it comes